Why is the divorce rate in China so high these days? Right now, around 70% of divorces are initiated by women, and they're often determined to go through with it. Meanwhile, men are usually left feeling confused and bewildered. You might be wondering why this is happening, and the answer is pretty straightforward. The costs associated with marriage, like the bride price, the expenses for a house, home renovations, buying a car, and daily living costs after marriage, mostly fall on the man. This doesn't even take into account the expenses incurred during dating, such as going out, dining, watching movies, and all the costs associated with weddings, receptions, wedding photos, rings, and other gifts. Essentially, the financial burden primarily rests on the man. On the flip side, most women tend to save the money they earn. Many women believe that since they are marrying a man, he should take care of them. The common mindset is that if a man is pursuing a woman, he should be the one spending money. Why should women have to pay? I can say with confidence that the vast majority of women think and behave this way. Men often end up spending the savings of 2 generations just to get married, and some even go into debt. When a divorce occurs, it can be financially devastating for the man's family, effectively wiping them out. Women, on the other hand, have a different experience. They typically don't have to spend much money, and if they do divorce, they often get to claim half of the assets, half of the house, half of the car, half of the savings, and even half of any business their husband started after marriage. It's like they're getting something for nothing. Women not only incur no costs in a divorce, but can actually profit from it. This highlights a significant disparity between men and women in divorce situations. Take Hollywood star Nicolas Cage, for example. Despite being worth billions, his divorce left him bankrupt, and he's now in a tough spot. The rise of social media and various online narratives also tends to cater to women because they are much more willing to spend and can be impulsive spenders. If you want to make money from women, you need to appeal to them. This is how toxic messages spread. Over time, women become surrounded by these harmful ideas, and when they look at their ordinary husbands, it's hard not to feel disappointed. They can't help but think about other possibilities. Additionally, getting a divorce requires little effort and can often lead to financial gain. Why wouldn't they consider divorce constantly? Women who want to be pampered may struggle to coexist with their everyday husbands. They might rely on their partners, criticize them, and ultimately want to replace them. Many women feel their husbands should meet higher standards, believing they can find someone better. Often, all dissatisfaction in life is blamed on the husband's perceived shortcomings, fueled by toxic online narratives, leading women to think no man is good enough for them. However, if you really think about it, Chinese women are among the happiest in the world. The French may be romantic, but one woman is killed by domestic violence every 3 days. In India, women have very little social standing. In Japan, women are expected to chase after their husbands according to traditional norms. Only Chinese men seem to go all out to please their partners from the moment they start dating, often spoiling their wives. That's why many foreign women want to marry Chinese men. They know they'll be treated well. Yet, Chinese women still aren't satisfied. A person who doesn't know how to swim won't become a good swimmer, no matter how many pools they try. Similarly, someone who doesn't understand the value of giving won't find happiness, no matter who they marry. A woman who is never content will never feel fulfilled, regardless of her partner. She'll always think her husband isn't good enough and that she can do better. It's no wonder the divorce rate is so high.
Why is the divorce rate among young people so shockingly high these days? There are several key reasons driving this trend. For starters, modern women often exhibit stronger personalities and a growing sense of entitlement. Many women prioritize their own needs above all else, and when those needs go unmet, they immediately start considering divorce. If one relationship doesn't meet their expectations, they quickly move on to the next. Traditional values have also diminished significantly. For instance, women born in the 1950s would endure hardships without contemplating divorce, while those from the 1960s would stick it out no matter what. By the 1980s, divorces became more common when facing difficulties, and by the 1990s, even trivial disagreements could prompt a split. In the past, when something was broken, women would make an effort to repair it. Nowadays, if something isn't working, the immediate response is to replace it. This shift reflects not just changing times, but a change in attitudes leaning towards self-centeredness and a lack of communication. Many believe that once they divorce, the next partner will surely be an improvement over their ex. Another significant factor is the rising societal expectations placed upon men, often fueled by women's demands. Many women now expect men to cover hefty wedding costs, pay for homes and cars, and bear the financial burden. After marriage, there's a common expectation that men will provide financially, manage the household, cook, care for children, and keep their wives looking fabulous. If men fail to meet these expectations, women may become frustrated and start comparing their husbands to others, wishing for a more Prince Charming experience. Let's be honest, most women are not princesses. They come from ordinary backgrounds and marry into similar situations. So why expect a fairy tale lifestyle? Some women even take pride in not doing household chores, boasting about their status at home. However, being unproductive at home isn't something to celebrate. If you have the ability to work, why choose to be dependent? In today's world, it's not that people can't cook, it's that many simply don't want to. With a quick online search, anyone can learn almost anything. When someone can't take care of themselves, they're unlikely to manage a child well, which can lead to conflicts with in-laws when support is needed. Then they end up blaming those in-laws for the divorce. Lastly, the internet plays a huge role in shaping these attitudes, both positively and negatively. While it helps people stay connected and informed, it also facilitates infidelity by creating emotional distance in relationships. There are myriad harmful online messages suggesting that if a man hesitates to spend money, he doesn't truly love his partner. Let's think critically about this. If he earns only 5,000 yuan a month and spends months saving to buy you something special, isn't that a sign of love? If the focus remains solely on material gifts, what happens when finances get tight? After marriage, expenses accumulate and life can become complicated as children grow and parents age. As long as he's spending responsibly and not frivolously, that should be enough. There's also this outdated belief that husbands should be the sole breadwinners, while wives merely need to look good. In the past, women managed homes and raised children, providing essential support to their husbands. If today's women are unwilling to take on household responsibilities or contribute financially, what's the way forward? Ultimately, no man, aside from a father, will love you unconditionally and support you like family. Even after a divorce, finding someone who will do that is no easy feat, so, if possible, it's wise to focus on nurturing your marriage rather than giving up at the first sign of trouble. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. When conflicts arise, it's crucial to take a step back and communicate openly. As you mature and progress beyond impulsive decisions, you'll likely appreciate that you didn't rush into a divorce. Staying together not only provides children with a stable family environment, but also fosters a sense of fulfillment and reduces loneliness. As a creator of short videos, while I can't single-handedly counter the tide of harmful online advice, I strive to promote positive views on marriage through my content. Even if my audience is small, helping just one family feels like a success. I encourage anyone who sees this video to share it, so more young people can benefit and help those who feel lost find their way back home.